We have wrench rolls and coyote coming off the line. These did not make it. Those did not make it into the email. OD butt packs. These are online and available. Multicam jet boil pouches. Check those jet boils. Make sure they went online.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. There's about a 45-second delay, always. Correct.
Yeah, I think I put them online.
Okay. Somebody had ordered 2 war bags, Multicam black. I don't know who they are. Here it is. It is John Lamb. Those are your bags. Somebody ordered a red thread one. That's yours. I just built that one. Got a few more I cut out today also. I'm not sure what's out on the floor right now. I think we cleared most of everything on the floor. Looks like some probably large clothes bags and Woodland going. Arid composition book covers. Keith Witt, what's up? Byron Roberts, Meddy, what's up? Guzman, how are you? Molina, Woodman, see, what's up? Barrett, Chase Peoples, what's up, buddy? How are you? I think that's Dave Wright. What's up? Strother, what's going on? Yeah, large clothes bags. Woodland composition books coming. Pelter wraps and Typhon coming up. Olson, what's up? How are you? 21 and 19. Those are good numbers. That's a good number. Go over here. I don't know if anything got moved up front today. I have no idea. I was on a sewing machine almost the entire time I was in the building. Productive week putting swells in at work. Very cool, man. John Witherspoon, Amy, what's up? How many got a survey tonight about happy for SOE channel notifications? Have you ever got one of those for a benign channel? Multicam black butt packs got finished up today. Fraser, what's up? Large tool bag in gray, orange thread. No, I don't have any of those. You want one of those? I'll build it for you custom. Send me an email, and we'll discuss, what that price is going to look like. And do you want orange handles? I could put orange handles on there for you too. Missed last couple of lives. Mini packs and Woodland coming. I think, yes, somebody wanted one. I think I put one on for a guy to order yesterday, so there'll be a small batch of them. If you would like one, I can do that for you. Send me an email. We'll put it online. That way you secure it. Otherwise, you wait and roll the dice. Chris Baker, what's up? Liked and shared. Thank you, Chuck. Butt packs. We've got Woodland down here. Multicam, Arid, and OD Black. There seems to be a couple of those remaining also. Jet boil pouches. Max Lozana hit me up and said, hey, what's the difference? The difference on the jet boil and the Nalgene, the jet boil pouch is a little bit bigger, barely. But it has these side flaps on there. That's the difference. So that little cup thing, that little lid that sits on the top, that you can put a coffee press through, if that were to come off, this would keep you from losing that. That's the only difference. You can actually put a jet boil in the Nalgene pouch. And vice versa. Chris Baker, what's up? I thought I failed the axle seal fix, but I was wrong. Residual oil. Good. That's always nice, isn't it? Good timing. Just sat down in bed. Going to bed early. Nice, Tyler. Hunting gooses. Very cool. Very cool. I always like looking at those ground blinds that you lay in, I'm always fascinated by the goose hunting stuff. I've never thought I want to go hunt goose, but I like the hunting stuff that's out there for it. I love going to like Bass Pro Shop. I like going to Bass Pro Shops because they have so much stuff, and I like the way they have it displayed, and there's all the taxidermy and stuff. But I very rarely buy anything ever at Bass Pro Shop. so stoked. Save 15. Oh, having to redo them. Max, what's up, buddy? Joshua Winning, what's up? Aurora Rings, what's going on? Jared Bryan. Max, I don't know if you saw the answer. The difference between the Jetboil pouch and the Nalgene pouch. The Jetboil pouch has this side piece on the lid. And if you're familiar with Jetboils, they have like that rubbery kind of cap, that lid that goes on there. So that if that was loose and fell off, it wouldn't fall out of here. That's the real difference. That's the only difference. You could put a Jetboil in the Nalgene. You can put a Nalgene in the Jetboil. Pulling the generator out and showing my wife how it works and runs. We're supposed to get some good snow next week. That's a good plan, man. It's good that you're fucking doing. You should actually pull that motherfucker out every month and start it for a minute, but at least every quarter, and also get the fuel out of it, right? So when you're done, turn that fuel line off. Some of them don't have a on-off, so install it in the fuel line, put a valve on there, and make it so you can turn that off and then let it run until the carburetor in the system is out of fuel. Definitely favorite type of hunting. It's action-packed, so to speak, compared to big game. Well, yeah, lots of sitting, or lots of walking. Did you know that in 1943, amid war rationing, the government banned sliced bread? I did hear something about that. Put a load on the generator, and that's not just like plug some shit in. Plug some serious shit into it, like plug in an electric heater or something and let it run, a blow dryer, you know, things like that. Put some load on it. If you get a chance, search cargo net shelves for your high top van Nissan. Good idea. We'll check them out. Cargo net shelves.
Cargo net shelves.
Yeah, send me a note. Cargo net shelves. Tearing the road out today with a machine ripping the road out, throwing into a conveyor, then loading it into a dump truck. Be cool to see if that down tearing land out instead of a road. Oh, I see what you're saying. You can take that stuff they tear off and put it where you would put gravel also. You could put it like in your driveway. Personally, I'd recommend a written list of instructions that way. Yeah, so written list, take that and have that thing laminated, right? Put it into a laminated card with a wire cable so that it can't be taken off, or a zip tie just can't be removed easily, and put that on the generator. Do you attach a butt pack to a belt? Yes. Yeah, it attaches to a belt. It's made for the LBVs that we build, and it attaches to a belt high or low, whichever you want. And then it has these clips here so that you could attach it. It actually supports and clips into the back panel of the LBV. Now, this is rigid from here to here, and the bag is relatively stiff. So you could attach it just here on a belt and not run suspenders, or you could also cut these off, put a key ring in here, and then rig some webbing and run it to anything you want. You could also take some webbing and build a strap and carry it as a shoulder strap. Are you having a mild winter? Yes, but you guys realize it's not winter yet, right? It's still fall.
It's not winter until December 21st.
Yeah, December 21st is winter. Yes, we are very mild. We've been wet. We did not rain today, but we're supposed to rain like a lot for the next few days.
The Farmer's Almanac said it's supposed to be cold, wet, and slushy this year.
Cold, wet, and slushy. Have to be sure that you throw the line to the grid off before you connect the generator. So I didn't see that in the conversation, John Witherspoon. That's a much larger generator for the most part also. And yes, what that's called a transfer switch. And you do need a disconnect, because the reason that is if a lineman's working on the line down the way and that thing's energized, you'll shock the shit out of him or kill him. It poured here all day, Josh. Guzman likes the cold weather. Guzman, so that piece you were talking to those guys in that group about, that piece was stolen, and you should buy it, but it was stolen or taken out of the shop. That should not have ever been out of the shop. I built all those samples in mismatched color so that, because Marines and SEALs used to come in and they're like, well, just sell me that one. I'll buy this one. Or they'd be like, are you sure you don't have one? And I would sell my sample. So I intentionally built those in a total mismatched color so that I personally would not sell them out of the shop. So what happened with that is, while I was in prison, somebody sold those samples out of the building, and somehow they ended up in Japan. Father-in-law, certified electrician, right on. Weapons, hey, what's up, weapons junkie? Could I rig your low-profile H suspender to the butt pack via the buckles? No, they're not long enough. Are you talking about using the H suspender to, as an H harness, like for a belt suspender? They're not long enough. I built a kind of a prototype of a longer suspender like that, a longer H harness, to use to suspend a belt for like a battle belt. Never thought of pulling weeds and throwing the weeds in spots with no growth. So Derek Olson, it worked really well. Make sure that those weeds, you would be better off, because those weeds, you probably don't want them growing. So you would be better off just putting some seed and then covering it with straw and putting something you want there, because the weeds, yes, they will grow. You probably don't want them there. Down Zero, what's up? Keep one in the house in the drawer, right on. Thinking of your mud spots that have coverage now, it would be cool to be able to have equipment like that. I don't know what we're talking about for sure. What's everybody doing this weekend? Does the butt pack have hook Velcro on the inside to mate with the Velcro on the belt? No. No, you use malice clips. Before there were, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this, but before there was malice clips, we used just 2-inch webbing before it was PALS that was slotted very much like PALS, and you just used zip ties to attach that shit. You would use multiple zip ties, and guys would also core out 550, and they would tie it in, and then they'd put a tab of super glue. They'd just put a drop of super glue on that shit. And then when you wanted to rearrange your gear, you just cut that shit off of there. We did that. Everybody did that for fucking 2 decades. You had malice clips, but the malice clips were built for 2 1/4-inch webbing. Not a problem. Malice clips failed though, especially if you got them around salt water. They would corrode very badly. So everybody used zip ties and 550 cord. Notice some older SOE stuff in Asia. Oh, there's a ton of it. There is a whole website that looks very much like eBay, and it is all SOE gear. DJing my gig of the year tomorrow. Right on, man. Right on. Look forward to 2023. Working till 11. What am I saying? Working till 6. Try to enjoy time with the kids. Right on this morning. Talking about what you're doing this weekend. I can't remember what it's called, but thought it was interesting. I don't know what, I don't know. Oh, you're talking about hyperbaric chamber. Hyperbaric chamber, oxygen therapy, vitamin IV therapy, and then glutamine. There's something else in it. I don't remember what the other one was. The video where Darth kicked in, that's actually Darth Vader's. He sampled that off of the actual Darth Vader, and then we pitch shifted it so that we didn't get a hit. We actually filmed that right here, right in this little cubby right here. Helped our local butcher combine 3 separate labels into one scannable barcode. Finding solutions to problem is so rewarding. It's also financially rewarding. Solve people's problems. That's awesome, man. Hyperbaric help joint pain. It's supposed to. There's some other things that are helping joint pains also, some peptides. You can actually site inject them, and there is a ton of research showing that it actually is fucking working, regrowing all kinds of tissue. Figured the H harness for the chest rig wasn't long enough, but thought maybe the H suspender would be. The H suspender, yeah, you could use it with the H. You could rig it with the H suspender somehow. But it's not padded. Are you going abandoned place searching? If so, I saw on YouTube Tennessee train wrecks left in the woods. Be cool. Yeah, Brian, there's actually a lot of them. There's a lot of places where trains have been left like that. The particular one that you probably saw, the real famous one, super rotted out. There's not much of them. I mean, the carcasses are there, but the guts are pretty well gone. Talked with Jerry today. He's hooked me up. Good, man. I'm seeing him Monday. I have a meeting with him on Monday. Love my wife, but zip ties come in a close second. There's a difference in zip ties, guys, too, right? When you buy those bag 500 zip ties, they do not fucking last. You get what you pay for when you buy zip ties. I seem to recall putting zip ties, holding fencing up with zip ties, and they would last 6 years. Nowadays, they don't last 6 months, so be aware of that. You want UV stabilized zip ties. Heavy duty zip ties, outdoor zip ties. If they're inexpensive, they're not the same thing. John, you need a smoke machine in your low light videos. We have a smoke machine. We have a smoke machine. Did you not see the video? We had a smoke machine right here in the corner behind me, and then the lights were illuminating it. Yeah, we actually have one. I put up some videos also just on Reels on Instagram, some shorts, and the whole entire garage was smoked out. This whole thing was full of smoke. Stainless steel zip ties they use on solar panels. Oh, I'll bet they are, man. I bet they are. Started thinking about how important, invaluable, and easy it would be to store other gases, acetylene, oxygen, hydrogen, alongside propane. What do you think, worth it or not? Tyler, if you fucking need it, it's definitely worth it. Where are you going to get that? Like if the world ended, right? You're going to have to go steal it, and anything you go take or walk out from is going to add risk, right? Or you're going to have to, trade for it. So sure, I mean, if you could get it, if you had it already, fuck yeah, have it. I mean, we got oxyacetylene and shit here. Yeah. The absolutely, man. I sure wish I had some O2 last year with pneumonia. I bet. Why can you not buy smoke grenades online? You can. You just can't buy military smoke grenades. The ATF classified the fuse as a destructive device. So there's a $200 tax stamp on military smokes. You can buy Patriot smokes. You can buy Enola Gay smokes. You can buy Shutter Bomb smokes. You can buy, there's a company, it's 3 letters. I want to say ALS. It's not ALS. They do, they're this. Here's some right here. These all came from offline. This company right here, these multi-bangs, well, this is a smoke. Who the fuck makes these things? Am I just looking past the name? Anyways, they have all kinds of, you can get them. I bought them. They come right in the mail. So Airsoft website. They are airsoft smoke grenades. They put out a pretty decent amount of smoke. The Shutter Bombs put out a little more, but these look and feel like a military bang. You can get different colors. They work pretty well. And you're going to pay $50 shipping. So, I mean, you can fill the box up. You can buy 2 or you can buy, 12. You're still going to pay $50 shipping. finish watching tomorrow. Good night. Have a good night. I went to buy some of the Enola Gay smokes a few weeks ago, and they are charging the hazmat fee, and I swear they weren't charging that before. Maybe not. You guys know you can get Shutterbomb, Enola Gay. They're all the same thing, I'm pretty sure. We've used all of them, and you can also get them off of Amazon. You can find them on social media. Right here. Peter, what's up, man? ATF no safe for now compounds. Try floating, also known as deprivation. There's an app to find them. Yeah, we've got them. We have them. Are we talking about where you're in the bag and the water's massaging you, or are you talking about actually floating in the brine? It has like 1,500 pounds of salt in the chamber, so you're actually in the water. Patriot Smokes. Yeah, I like Patriot Smokes. We lit off 6 Patriot Smokes, and none of them fired. The day we lit these, we lit about 20 pieces of pyro. And see all those? These are all smokes. All the primers went. None of them fucking burned. I have more of them that didn't go off also. Notice there's no spoon. We've already popped the primer. So this thing's no fucking good. What would you recommend I put in the bottom of a CQB or Rallyman pouch to make my smokes sit high? Anything you want. Toilet paper. I used to just fucking put toilet paper in the bottom. Rolled gauze, right? You could put Curlex in the bottom. You could put cardboard in the bottom. If you're worried about it draining, you could put isomat, like bedroll, military bed foam mat. You could even take a piece of outdoor carpet like this, cut the pieces you need, and then punch a hole in the middle so it'll match up with the grommet. Literally anything. There's not a wrong answer. Pipe insulation. Yeah, that would work too. Never seen or actually go off in person. They work. They work. I'd say on par with a military smoke. They don't evacuate as fast. Like it takes longer for the smoke to come out all the way, like the entire burn. But it's dense. It sits well. But I mean, there's a lot of people right now with a lot of them that are not going off. Floating salt tanks, did it 3 years ago. Try it once a year now, like a factory reset on my birthday, right on. I hear that about oxygen and hyperbaric. There's a lot of these places where you can go and get high dose vitamin C, all kinds of different things. And so you get your IV infusion, do hyperbaric chamber at the same time, all kinds of different therapies. I have a few older smokes riding on my M4 that I want to switch out with newer ones. They're at least 3-year-old. Max, pop one of them tomorrow. I think you're going to be surprised. I don't think they're going to go off. So you have a false sense of security. When you need that thing for masking or marking, it's not there, buddy. You'd be better off fucking carrying a hay bale and a fucking road flare with you. Bought a dozen out of the first and second batch, have used 4, and they all work. Yeah, they worked. How old are they, Tyler? I'm telling you, guys, try them. Gian handed me these. Like, he gave me these. He came in. I've got some new ones, too, the plastic holes that are newer. Like, I'm telling you, I had a lot of people asking me. They're like, hey, I know you know these guys. What the fuck is up? And there is an issue out there. It is a known issue. Evan Dixon, can you change the crystals in my scanner? That's a joke. We used to walk into Radio Shack, and they had those little plastic drawers, and you pull them out, and they had the crystals in them. Do medical bandages expire? No. The packaging there's a date on them. The date is on the packaging. The date is on the packaging. what could go wrong in a bandage? Stop, like, think about that. What's in a bandage that could expire? And that's not giving you shit. It doesn't. Any of that medical equipment like that, dry goods like that, the expiration date is on the package, and they do that to fulfill contracts. Like the government, that's where all the money comes from for these companies, is selling it to the government in mass volumes. So they put an expiration date on it, and then they have to re-buy the contract. Bought 2 Patriot Smokes at Alumni this year. Plastic casings, hopefully they are good. Maybe I'm telling you guys, pop one and find out. I hope they do go off. But I'm telling you, we have a dozen of these fucking things. We pulled 6 of them, and not a fucking one of them fired. Had 5 Patriot Smokes from different students thrown during October SUTTR, and none worked. Yeah, that sucks to hear. How are the flashbangs? They're not real flashbangs. Multi-port, single port. They have a flashbang that also puts out smoke. I feel like the initial primer strike is louder than the actual reports from the bang. They're cool, but I mean, you're not gonna stun anyone. You're not gonna fucking break and rake a window and toss some bangs in and then come in and everybody's stunned. They're not real flashbangs. They're definitely not Def-Tex. They're not Qualtex. They're not ALSs. They're nothing like a real bang. But I mean, you definitely don't want to hold that motherfucker when it's going off either. Like I think we popped 3 of them and I throw them in the air, and the fucking the fuse shoots one way and the hole goes another way. And I mean, there's probably a 20-foot separation on them motherfuckers. The way they do the pin for the fuse is fucking brilliant. I don't know why real flashbangs aren't like that. Have more substations been hit? Okay, so I saw something yesterday, day before. I think Fox News is reporting, CNN was covering it, saying that substations had been tampered with, shot, I believe they said shot up in Oregon and Washington, but they were very vague, and something about it made me feel like it wasn't simultaneously, it wasn't even in this time frame, like in the last year or so this has happened, and I believe it's completely unrelated. I've heard substate. So Isaac Barrett, I have heard things said by YouTubers. I have not seen anything in writing, right? I've not read anything from any official sources. Even like the substation in North Carolina, I heard it was 3 substations. I have only seen in writing with my eyes that it was 2 substations. John, was the grenade inside mason jar real from any old-timer helicopter guys? John, was the grenade inside mason jars real from... I don't know what we're talking about, Brian. I'm not sure what that is. It sucks because I think we all like the idea of having smokes on our kit that didn't come from an airsoft company. Yeah. Yeah, we used to get smokes. Smokes came in ammo cans that had fucking dividers inside, right? We had smoke. We had hundreds of smokes We were asshole kids popping smokes. We were putting smokes out in we lit the whole fucking desert on fire with smokes several times. Well, pop flares also. We used to have pyro all the time, but I mean, it's a serious deal now. Like they'll jam you up like you have a machine gun for having it. We used to be able to buy them at gun shows. Like they were $45. You could buy as many as you wanted. Anyone saw 2 more Chinese underground police stations in Canada, allegedly 102 outside of China. So I heard there are some, they are in the United States, right? I heard Marfugel talk about it. I heard several other people. Anything that Marfugel talks about, they will have a supporting article for. And while we heard that they are throughout the United States, the only one that's been identified is the one in New York. Years ago was a hit on a substation in San Jose. Hit by 50 cal. It didn't garner much attention. I figured it was a red cell op, but now I wonder if it was a probe. Maybe. Red Cell did do a lot of that shit, and groups like that, they did do a lot of that stuff. Almost, we know the infrastructure's weak, so let's point it out and maybe they'll fix it. But they don't fix it. A lot of substations, like you could be right downtown and there's substation, there's also oil wells in cities. Like right downtown where skyscrapers are, there's fucking oil wells. They have a facade. It looks like a front of a building. There's a ton of shit like right in plain sight. You just don't see it. Drones with 3 and 4 foot copper wire can be flown straight into those things and it'll do more damage than shooting them does. Grenades inside mason jar, pin pulled, glass breaks, they go off on the ground. So I've never heard that. Maybe I've seen it as a kid in a movie or something, but I had not heard of that. Headlines with Voice reported it long ago. New York City has one. I don't know what we're talking about. Years ago, I saw a headline earlier today about a substation or 2 getting hit in one of the Carolinas. Yeah, Tyler, that's what this is all about. On Saturday, 2 substations were hit, which put 50 or so thousand customers out of business, out of power. Pat Mack actually lives in that area and has no electricity. And they also put a 9 o'clock curfew on due to that. Washington, Oregon happened in late November. It's been our local news. Got it. So very different, right? Because the way it was reported yesterday or the day before, they tried to weave it so that you would think it's happening in multiple locations. Like it's on, The E-grid, Achilles heel. Curfew is the shady part. Yeah, why? And they said it's because the street lights are out. Then why a 9 o'clock curfew? Because it's dark at 5:30. The real question is, what happened while the power was out? While everybody's paying attention to this, what actually took place? Mason jar grenade guy watches too many movies. I'm sure that's an old Vietnam deal. I mean, there's a ton of shit you could do. Soft martial law, yeah. Yeah. Nobody seemed to have a problem. I mean, you heard people grumbling about it. Sounds like where I work, things don't get fixed till completely fails and starts a fire. Listen to Pat Mack talk about the outage today. He was living it up. He's always living it up. They said in the news in November, 2 of the others got hit. I see that, okay. I don't care where the smoke gear come from. Yeah, no shit. Had 5, maybe more Patriot smokes. Didn't got it. Okay, I think we've read all these. Just the tip martial law, yeah. Yeah, just the tip martial law. So S2 Underground checked crime reports, and there was no elevation in crime. There was 3 little incidences that happened at like convenience stores when the power first went out. There was some like silliness, but nothing happened to justify locking everything down at 9 o'clock. Did you see the tail number correlation between plane crashes at factories and drones? I have not. Is it out there? Have you seen the tail number correlations with the planes that were involved in World Trade Center and the Pentagon and a lot of other things? Like that exact same tail numbers have been used in multiple incidences like that. And there's pictures of those planes sitting on tarmac, and it's like a private runway area. So it looks like if you spend 200 or more, they waive the shipping fees on the smokes, at least from Shutterbomb website. Got it. The 200 food plants destroyed. I believe it's over 360 now. And that doesn't include oil refineries or fuel refineries. There seems to be quite an elevated number of those also. Belt attached mag pouch versus Molly with your separate Velcro belt attachments. Does the Molly pouch with attachments mount up to a belt as securely? Yes, it does. It certainly does. Yeah, absolutely. You will probably see us phase out a lot of that belt attachment stuff, especially the weird stuff. Lot of trippy stuff going on. Yeah, but it's just your imagination. Don't worry. Take only the drugs prescribed by your lawyer and your politicians. And so the shutter bombs are in a cardboard tube, right? But I've had, so you could say, okay, maybe humidity, right? But those smokes are sealed in metal containers, right? The Patriots, they're in metal. And they've been sitting in this building. The shutter bombs have been in here years longer than the Patriot smokes have been in here. And the shutter bombs all worked. Now the shutter bombs are in cardboard tubes, so you don't want to get them wet. But there's a ton of guys printing, 3D printing tubes you put them in, and they just have like this cam lid. So you can waterproof them. Here's some more smokes right here out of that same batch. Here's a plastic one here. But the shutter bomb, they work. They're not as fast, and they've got that wire cable deal that you pull to deploy it. Outage area where Pat Mack lives is pretty high-end area. There are a ton of special operations dudes there. A lot of soft guys live there. How about that phenomenal prison trade we made? I don't know enough about it. I mean, I know what's out there in the media. I see people saying shit about the Marine. They say he's a war hero. I don't know anything about him. They also say he was a spy. I've heard all kinds of shit. I don't know enough to have an opinion about it. The chick, I'm not a fan of her, right? Doesn't like the United States. Did you see the video where they were talking to her, like they had a short video, right? Some guy speaking Russian to her. Do you know where you're going? Yeah, I'm going home. Are you excited? Yeah, I'm excited. That's a dude. Like, I know there's a lot of people over the last few years have said that's a dude. That's a fucking man. Like, that's a fucking dude. Now, I say that and I think, well, if she really had a penis, I'm sure Russia would be all over that and be all over the media. But like that chick's voice, she's a dude. That's a dude. Been offline a few weeks. Anyone here talking about FTX, SBF, Ukraine political donations? Yeah. Yeah. Why is that dude still running around? Yeah. Yeah. So she's a he. Was she put in a women's prison or a man's? That's what I'm saying. I don't know the answer to that, but I would think that it would be out there publicly. Counterweight on mammoth crawler crane mysteriously came loose on a union job. December 6th, Evansville, Indiana. Refinery, 1 dead. Operator lost his leg. Wow. Evan Dixon, Michelle Obama's kid. Are you saying that? Are you saying that that basketball player is Michelle Obama's kid, or is that like a joke? I don't know. I had not heard that. Or is that because Big Mike's got a big old cock right there? You know that they pulled a bunch of past voting registrar stuff, and Big Mike used to register to vote as a he. Love travel. So I saw John Lovell said the dude's a war hero. And I figure if John said it, John has done his research, and he's pretty knowledgeable and pretty careful about the things he says. Mr. Greg, what's up? Oh, they just sound related. I got you. That's what they said, and where the buffalo roams. How many do the drugs your lawyer recommend you prescribes? So I know that's from a song, but when I say it, it's from Queensryche. Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime, which was an album that told an entire story. Basically like an MK Ultra deal. Couple of cranes went down. That's fucking crazy. Saw that even Putin was making fun that they chose her and not the Marine. Yeah, what's Trump saying about it? Oh yeah, it's a fucking great album. Finkel is Einhorn and Einhorn is Finkel. What's that from, Amanda? I'm sure when you tell me, I'm gonna be like, duh, right. We used some Queensryche songs in a few of our videos. Ace Ventura. Ever hear Future Leaders of the World? Yep. Pet Detective. Apparently something has been blown up in Russia. There was some serious fires going on in Russia, and Putin even said we are rewriting our terms of engagement for nuclear missiles. Something happened today, apparently. Hunter S. Thompson in the book and movie Where the Buffalo Roam. Got it. As far as the union goes, training standards have been lowered. Yeah, everything's and shit's not being maintained. Like our local power company here, we only have 3 bucket trucks for Benton County Cable. None of them worked. Our dudes for the last 6 months have been climbing ladders. Somebody just came in and bought the company. What Spotify or music do you all play driving in the weekends? We really listen to YouTube videos. Amanda's got a couple channels that I think are Pandora. I use Pandora just because all my shit's been developed over the years on Pandora. What is the blew up or light on fire something so that he could say that? Maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think that Russia's doing false flag shit. Come on. Do you really think Ukraine is the good guys in this? If you stop and think about it. We just sent all these billions of dollars to Ukraine, and the money was washed through Ukraine and sent back to our politicians. They just asked for a defense spending budget of $45 billion right now. The Congress fucking gave them $85 billion. They gave them $40 billion more. Half of that's going to Ukraine. Do you know why they added so much more money? Because that's the graft they want. That pays them the amount they wanted to pass the bill. They gave them what they asked for and doubled it. $700 M1 Abrams to Ukraine. I did not know that. Ken Kesey was leader of Merry Pranksters. What could he be rewriting? What is your guess? Their terms of use of nuclear war, nuclear missiles, preemptive strike. You know how many times we could fix homelessness with that money? We don't want to fix homelessness. I don't give a shit about fixing homelessness. If you're homeless, be homeless. But if you're homeless and you choose not to work, if you do not work, you do not get any financial assistance. If your family wants to assist you, or a church, or an aid organization, but no money that is fucking originated from taxpayer money ever goes to any individual. So you starve to death, you forage, you beg, or you get a fucking job. It used to be illegal to be unemployed. We used to take those people and put them in what was called the poorhouse. Terrible place. Most places where there were asylums also had poorhouses. I have eclectic taste in music. God, I thought you said an electric taste. But Zelensky just made the cover of Time. Not only did Zelensky make the cover of Time, do you know he was just here in the United States? Do you know that? Zelensky was just here in the United States. Do you know that? How was Zelensky here in the United States if his country is at war? People who genuinely needed help got it from communities. That's right. It came from churches. It came from families. We also didn't used to put our old folks in homes. They lived in our homes and helped raise our children. But we didn't need them anymore. They were an inconvenience when the government told women that it is their duty to get a job, right? That is by design. That is by design, is to break up the family so that you now rely on people that hate you to raise your kids. It's so that they could change your children. It's war on green screen, like in Iron Man, yep. There was a train full of M1s moving south. Yeah, there always is, always. We see it all the time on people post it up and they're like, what the fuck's going on? Lama Day. Bought big houses for his family, Zelensky. Of course he did. We just gave him fucking billions of more dollars. What's the difference between Zelensky and Black Lives Matter? Zelensky's just way better at it. It must be cold. The fucking heater's on out here. That's weird. Zelensky's white. Would you be surprised to find out that some of the BLM guys were white? You know where most of the BLM donations went? Went to the Democratic Party. Do you think maybe this is all planned? All of it. It's all the crazy shit. Do you think maybe it's by design? Our kids were raised work for what yeah. Just in 1984 and Fahrenheit 451. Such a depressing thing to read nowadays. Yeah, and you can get those. You should do Atlas Shrugged too. You can get those on audiobooks. Wag the dog. Did anyone hear about a rocket launch from Cape Canaveral? Allegedly was an unannounced one a few nights ago, a couple nights ago. I don't know. We can talk about this. I see some of it, but like, I know I've been asked probably 20 times today, what do I think about the prisoner exchange? And I don't know either of the prisoners. Doesn't affect me. I can't change it. But I can do this, right? I can do things. I can do things during the day. that make things better for my family and make things better for my employees. I can put content out and a couple of dudes will grab onto it and it'll start to change their life. But the whole prisoner change thing, I just don't know enough about it. I don't know anything about it. All I know is what the media has told me. Would you be surprised to find out? Would you be surprised, right? We all hate CNN, right? So what do we have? We have Fox. Would you be surprised to find out that they actually sit and strategize and plan this out? Would you be surprised to find out that Joe Biden went over and talked to Putin and said, hey, I'm going to say this, and then you say this, and then you do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to raise fuel, and you're going to, like, would you be surprised at all to find out that it's all orchestrated? All the people that supposedly hate each other, you know, all those politicians that say mean things to each other for little news bites, you know, they all party together, right? You know, every one of them was on Epstein Island. They all raped the same children. We need to stop letting them control us. We need to stop being distracted by them. Don't let them shut you down again. Don't let them fucking, okay, say whatever you want to say, but I'm not complying. I'm not doing it. And the deal is, if only 10%, if just 10% of the people they tried to shut down said, fuck you, they couldn't have done anything about it. The system would collapse if 1%, if they wrote tickets, just speeding tickets, if 1% of the people showed up to dispute them, it would shut them down. They couldn't even handle the fucking volume. They all drink the champagne. Yeah, they all drink the adrenochrome. And you'll hear people like, oh, that's conspiracy theory. Look it up and see if there's a fucking patent on adrenochrome or not. Look and see if they make it out of Wuhan laboratories. Look that up. That's not just some shit I heard. And then they get on TV and they're like, there's people talking about bringing violence to us. Yes, they used to tar and feather you. They used to tar and feather you. I asked my sheep, chickens, and dogs what their opinion of the prisoner exchange. Gave me a puzzled look. I like it. I like it. I like the way you're thinking. They did report Zelensky was investing in FTX. Yeah. Yeah, of course he was. Of course he was. Patent number on nuclear drill for subterranean use for 1950s. Yeah. They say that in 1960, before I was born, in 1960 they had satellites that could literally, if you were holding your driver's license, the satellite could read your driver's license from space. First time I heard about adrenochrome was Hunter S. Thompson. Really? In case anyone is wondering, the tar was hot. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's almost looking like, you know, all this stuff that's being put out about Twitter. Those are treason. You should listen to Andy Frisella. Andy Frisella's show yesterday, The Real AF. He had Ian Smith on there from Attila's Gym. You guys should all listen to that episode that he put out. I look at Andy. So, who's the two people in Arizona? Carrie Lake. And what's the other one? You guys do realize, you guys do know that Elon Musk put out proof that she had access, the Democratic candidate had access to go in, lock accounts, and remove posts during the election. The last election and this election, right? Are you aware of that? That went out public like 2 days ago. UCMJ goes full effect. I wonder if people will cancer up after the nuclear bomb testing. I wonder if people with cancer went up after the... Oh, yeah, it did. Because we put troops within line of sight of a lot of that stuff. look at the election results, and they are almost never decided by more than 2 or 3%. Yeah. Because they just tick the clicks in the computer. Why are we still using the computers that other countries have banned? There's a patent number on nuclear drill for subterranean. Got it. Nope, it's being contested with standing. You don't need a driver's license unless you drive for an occupation. You don't need to register your car. You don't need to pay sales tax on a car that is. I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. Are we in agreement, though? Are you and I both in agreement that while driving down the highway tomorrow, the police will stop you, and when you point that out, they will pull you out of the car and fucking put a ass whipping on you, depending how far you take that? Would you agree with that? Because we all have seen it happen. We've seen all the videos. I don't dispute it. Monopoly on violence. Willingness, right? Don't pay your taxes. Just stop paying your taxes. Sooner or later, somebody will come to your door and you'll tell them they're going to hand you a piece of paper and you're not going to go to court. And then again, somebody will come to your door and they'll fucking drag you out of here. And under the wrong circumstances, they might even come to the wrong door and get in a shootout and kill somebody who's not even the right address. All right, guys, I am about to get off of here. If you jumped on and you wanted to see gear, I showed all the gear at the very beginning of the video. Some of it was not in the email and text. We've got butt packs of all colors and flavors, jet boils, Nalgene pouches. We've got some large tool bags still. All that inventory, it's correct online. It's pretty correct. If you can order it, it should ship Monday. Got tool aprons, vehicle med bags, toiletry bags, grocery bags, stacked micro rigs, AKM4s. We've got some FUPAs, fanny packs. We did some fanny packs this week. If you look online, you'll see what colors are available. But if you didn't see it at the beginning of the video, when I end this, you'll be able to take a look if you want to. If you're watching this after the fact, leave some comments. If you got questions, type them down there. I typically do come back and answer questions after the fact. We put some videos up on YouTube. We shot quite a few videos this week. We shot Panic Preppers up. I think it's live already. I haven't even looked at it. And we shot episode 19 question and answer members only video. So that's up. We shot another Pulling the Thread podcast video this week. For the most part, those are only going up in the members area. So we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Remember, you and Amanda talking about paintings. What pouch do you recommend for 37mm rounds? Peter, there's a lot of different things for 37mm rounds, right? What are we talking about? Are we talking something small, like a beanbag round? Or are we talking a tube? Like they have 8-inch tubes, they have 11-inch tubes, they have all kinds of shit. Order showed up today, right on. Grew up in D.C. I'm 45. I'm too old for the beat and release program. Have a great weekend. You too, Evan. You too. 87,000 armed private military personnel if insane revenge servitude. Found some art by Robert Taylor. It's a painting of World War II moments that has also been signed by the servicemen that fly the planes of the aircraft carrier. That's cool. We will all end up like Wesley Snipes. That's right. Have some rat meat this weekend and enjoy your Taco Bell. All right, guys. Good night.